This video is what I think about alien contactee Alex Collier. I think I already did this video, but I'm not totally sure. Schnoots. Hold on, let me turn on my inverter. God, I can't get this open. My video camera is starting to lose its juice. Alex Collier. He's an alien contactee who meets with these aliens called Andromeda. I don't think from the galaxy Andromeda, but from the constellation Andromeda, who are aliens who, you know what? This is going to sound really weird, but I got a vision in my head of an Andromedan. Of some alien. But yeah, because he said that you can't really tell if they're smiling or not because they look kind of different from us. And this vision, I'll mention it. This vision that I had in my head, because I was imagining laying in my van and like looking out and seeing an alien looking in my van at me like at night. And I saw this alien. And he had like this big forehead, bluish gray skin, like forehead, big kind of Neanderthalish forehead, no hair, like kind of recessed ears, kind of big forehead in the back, thinner lips, exactly pretty much like a lot of those characters in Star Wars, with no facial expression. And it's like a human saw that, it would scare the fuck out of them. That's just the idea I had. I mean, this has nothing to do with Alex Collier, but just that kind of reminded me that he said that he couldn't tell if they were smiling or not. And like the alien had to actually tell him, yes, I'm smiling now. So they're not really that related to us, yet they are the ones who are over here, he says, over here trying to help us. Now, I think they're not that related to us in that they are more advanced. They're kind of farther along the evolutionary line, so they're kind of looking different from us. But he says there's two of them. There's one who's 7 feet tall named Theseus, and then Morine is like 4.5 feet tall, 4'9". But as far as I can understand, they're the same race. So maybe they're different strains of the same race or something, but they're different personalities. One of them is very like stoic, and the other one is more human, more emotional. But he says they took him up onto their spaceship, which is like now Bashar actually mentions this too, confirms this, but that you can go into their spaceship in this dimension, and once you get in the spaceship, due to the nature of the spaceship, it can take you in a separate dimension. So you look at the spaceship here and it's as big as an aircraft carrier, but you go inside of it and you're basically inside of a country. He said he was in a park and he had no idea he was in a spaceship. He looked up, he saw the sky, it was trees, and it was like 20 miles long, and like, but he's the guy. He says that, let's see, I think he said he had been in contact with them since he was like 8, and he'd like hung out with them for a lot, even as recently as like a few months before he did the interview with Project Camelot is the one I'm hearing. I think I'm referring to a couple of years ago, but I've also heard him do speeches. I mean, he's been talking about this stuff for a long time. Now, when I hear him talk, I feel like I trust him. I mean, there's so many skeptics out there who are like, you crazy. But like, you listen to these people, multiple people, and it's like, the way that they talk, it's like somebody recounting a story of something that really happened, like their story wouldn't change every time they say it, I'm referring to Anna Hayes and Dan Burish and Alex Collier, mainly. But he's the guy who's talking about the evil reptile aliens. Now, one thing that's, yeah, see, this is the part that I want to talk about in the video, what I think about Alex Collier. Because he says that there's evil reptile aliens. He says there's like 1,400 of them who live inside the earth in caverns in our dimension. And they live like 1,000 years, and the leaders are bigger, have long tails, and they have two hearts. One like on their butt and one like on their left rib cage or something. And they look like Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they're really scary. And if you see one, it's because you're about to die, because he's about to eat you. And because they eat people and they like to eat children, and they're responsible for 35,000 missing children in America being eaten because they work in conjunction with like human beings on this planet who work for like the black government or something, who abduct them for these aliens and give them to them in exchange for technology or a pat on the back or something like that. Or maybe the souls of the humans who do that are in the same soul family as these reptilian aliens. I don't know. When you talk about that with diehard alien fans, that's when people go, okay, that's crazy. And that's kind of something that I wanted to address in this video. Because at the end of the day, I do believe Alex Collier. And it kind of goes into how the whole philosophy of aliens, how they interact with humans, is that they leave it wide. This is another video. They leave it wide open for interpretation, but that's another video. Well, as far as what he says about those reptile aliens, well, that would have to be that other video, wouldn't it? Should I include it in this video? Well, no, I don't think I should. Well, he says that, I'm going to do that video, but I'm not including this video. He says that those evil reptile aliens are the bosses of the Orion aliens, who look like humans, who are humans. And the Orion aliens are the bosses of this certain faction of the gray aliens, who are the ones from the future of Earth future, the one I was talking about Dan Burish, who are the ones who have been abducting people and trying to make clones. And now, according to Alex Collier, the cloning process, now he says those aliens are bad. He says they have like bigger noses, so they're not as far in the future. The ones creating the clones aren't as far in the future, at least the one he's been interacting with. As he says, the good ones look like children, because he says there are good gray aliens. So those are the ones, I guess, who are even farther in the future. But he says the operation to make the hybrids is not going well. Is not going successfully, but according to Bashar, it went perfectly successfully, and they're all living off, doing great. And Bashar, I love Bashar. So maybe there's different grays who are trying to make hybrids. Maybe there's grays from 25,000 years or 45,000 years in the future, and then the ones in 52,000 years in the future from this other. See, like maybe each alien who comes back here, the 45s, 25s, and the 52s, are all from different parallel universes. They don't have anything to do with each other. So, anyways, Alex Collier, whenever he meets up with his alien buddies, Theseus and Morine, he gets like depressed just about all the crazy, convoluted manipulation that's been going on. Now he says at the hands of these reptiles. I consider Alex Collier the reptile contactee. The contactee who talks about reptiles. the guy who will tell you most about that. He said, although Anna Hayes talks about that too, he said that billions of years ago they had this war that started in Lyra, where these reptiles almost killed the humans, and humans fought back, and it almost resulted in the death of the entire human race in this galaxy, or in this universe, and that the reptile aliens aren't even from this universe originally. Put it on the next part too.